What's up, guys? Chris here. So today's topic is all about tension and the problems with it and what we can do about it. Okay, so right now during this quarantine, it's understandable and it's normal that people are feeling tension, but you have to make sure that it doesn't get the better of you. Okay, this is just a part of our life. It's kind of an automatic response that people do. You know, people work at a desk for a long time and they start bunching their shoulders up. They start thinking about something which is stressing them out, and they start getting tense and tight, or they try to work on something a little too hard and they get too tense. Okay, it's really important to remember that nothing good comes from tension. Okay, people sometimes will look at someone doing yoga or qigong or whatever, and they'll think, well, that's good for what they do. But if you want to, really do some kind of physical activity, for example, you got to turn it up. Okay, and that's completely not true. Okay, it's not true at all, and it won't do you any good. Okay, so whether you're looking at from a psychological standpoint, from a stress management standpoint, or even from a physical performance standpoint, tension is never a good thing. All right. So there's a few exercises that I wanted to go over, and which can help with that. All right, some qigong exercises and breathing exercises, things that can really help. Okay, but it's really important to now. One thing that so many people have a really hard time understanding, and like I mentioned before, is a lot of people think that when you want to perform in sports and things, you have to uh, turn it up somehow, and that's not true. I remember reading Joe Frazier one time was saying that if he feels like he has more tension than he needs to have when walking around his living room, it's too much. Okay, because even when you're looking at punching and you're throwing it out there and you're doing all this stuff here, you're not tense. You're not like right. You're nice and relaxed, right? Boom, 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 boom. Right? You're not so tense, right? And that's why, like, you look in martial arts, shadow boxing is very important, because in shadow boxing you're kind of loose and relaxed, right? And that's the way a real fight is supposed to be. It's not like you spend all these hours doing shadow boxing and suddenly in a real fight you're like, yeah! It's not like that, right? And even in weight training, you look at weight training. I mean, you have to hold yourself, in the right position, but you only use enough tension and muscle strength to hold yourself in position. You're not intentionally holding yourself like this. If I'm doing a deadlift, for example, okay, you want to hold yourself in position and push through the ground, okay, and come up, okay. You're not trying to tense your stomach, this kind of thing, all right. And don't think that only applies to light weights, okay. I mean, I've deadlifted over 500 pounds before, okay, and same thing, same deal, okay. So don't go making that mistake, all right. Now, sometimes it can be tricky in terms of explaining, like, you do something for a long time, and getting into words, it can sometimes be tricky, because you can do it, but you can't necessarily explain how you do it. Okay, so I thought about this a while ago, and I was thinking about it, and the best thing is to just keep the action and energy in the legs going down. This is the principle of qigong, but this applies to any activity. Keep the action in the legs. Okay, if you're keeping the action in the legs, right, then you're not going to be thinking about having too much tension here, okay, in the legs, and that's what's driving you. Okay, you look at, like, slipping, you look at rolling, right? It's in the legs. I'm not bending like this. Not here. It's here, right? It's here. Okay, and then the looseness of the body is what will allow me to actually read the opponent and come back and counter and move in a nice fluid way. Okay, if I'm too tense, I can't do that. Okay, so keep the action in the legs. Okay, I want to get to the exercises in a second, but I just want to go over the theories and principles first. Okay, keep the action in the legs. That's what drives you. Okay, the feet and legs. That's what drives you. Okay, that's your prime mover. All right. Okay, so a couple of exercises. Okay, First of all, bend your legs. Imagine you're holding a big beach ball, and we're going to roll it around, okay? So inhale on one stroke, and exhale on this stroke. Remember, keep it in the legs, okay? Okay, that's one exercise. Another one is here. We call this the snake coiling here. So bring your hands back, circle them around, and then bring them forward. So from the side, I'm not doing this here. I'm kind of like rounding my back. See, my hips come forward, and I'm rounding my back as I do it. This develops looseness and suppleness in the upper back, okay? All right, so work on that, okay? See how, again, the actions in the legs drive you forward, and the legs and back help to round it and things. There's no tension in the hand. My fingers are nice and soft here, okay? There's no tension, okay? Okay. Okay. Got a couple more for you, all right? Okay, and then I have a next one after that. So here, hand on your back, sweep out, over your head, and then down. Okay, and on this one, hold your hand so that your thumb is bent in like this. Okay, this is called the oxtail hand position. Okay, so here. In Chinese medicine, there's something referred to as the Lao Gong point, and this position activates it. The Lao Gong point, okay? You see how all these movements, what's happening here? You're learning to use your body, entire body, in a fluid motion. We never move just our arm, just our leg. We move everything. We say one part moves, all parts move. Okay, it's also known as the 6 harmonies. You know, your hand connected to your foot, knee to elbow, right? And shoulder to hip. Okay? There we go. Okay, and then the last one here is the serving a teacup exercise. Okay, so what you just imagine that you have a teacup in your hand, all right, and you can't spill it. Okay, yeah. When Sifu Paul used to show me this, he would make me hold a little plastic teacup, a toy teacup, and fill it with water. So we'd be at the bottom of the Dundurn stairs in Hamilton, and we'd be doing these exercises, and people would be looking at us. They wouldn't know what we were doing. But he would have me doing this to make sure that I didn't spill that tea. See, the only way you can do it is if you move your body in a fluid manner. See, if you keep yourself stiff like this, you're feeling pain and tension, or you're like, but but if you allow yourself to move around naturally, the way it's meant to, see? And a lot of people will look at this and they have a hard time seeing the parallels between this and other sports and things. But actually, it's present in everything. You know, I mean, you watch like a good basketball player, and you watch him move around, and you'll see his body's very loose. He's light in his feet. He's moving around. He's agile. He can change direction quickly. He can fake you out. A really good basketball player is going to do that. Okay, you watch that. And again, we're going here. We see all this motion well, what's this, right? it's the same kind of motion, right? Being able to be loose and free and move easily, right? It's that looseness which you really need to excel in sports, and it's good for health too. Okay. Now there's one other exercise, and this is specifically for the Wing Chun guys, but anyone can do it. Well, is the basketball. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again anyway, just to make sure here. And what you do is you roll around a basketball. And this is good for a few things. Number one is that you keep it in the right position. See, I'm not holding it against my chest or I'm collapsing my elbows here, because we know it's a bad position, okay? We want to have, generally speaking, we say a fist and thumb distance between your torso and elbow. See, fist and thumb, like that, see? So you don't want to be collapsing like this, here. Maybe if you're absorbing a block temporarily, but then you come back, whatever, but you don't want to be collapsing and break your structure like that, okay? So you hold, so this helps to maintain your structure, and the number one benefit really is sensitivity. See, if I feel my arm going this way, I bring it back. I feel bending, I go back. But you see, the thing is we talk about the immovable elbow theory a lot in Wing Chun and the Chinese martial arts. And this keeps the elbow in the right position. See how the arms move around, but the elbow doesn't move that much? See, the ball's always in center, so I can move it around random directions, right? Just get used to it, and you're learning to feel with your arms. Remember Bruce Lee? Don't think, feel. Remember that? Okay? So just move around in random directions, right? Start by just being stationary, but later on you can move as well, right? And this whole time you're reinforcing the proper structure, proper positioning, and building that sensitivity training. Okay? And it helps keeps you very relaxed too, because if you're too tense, you'll drop that. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do it tense, and you're just gonna drop it, okay? So it's not gonna work, all right? Okay, so anyways, we got those Qigong exercises and the basketball. So I hope this helps. I hope this explains a bit more about the problem with tension and why it's important to strive for relaxation. Okay, even in elite sports competition, still that's very important. Elite sports performance, I should say, that's still very important. Okay, so anyways, I really hope this helps. You know, we all need some relaxation during this challenging time where we're going through here. So everyone, please stay safe. Try and stay healthy as best as you can at home when you're quarantining. Okay. I think we can start going out again somewhat soon. I heard something about the parks are opening soon, but anyways, you know, just stay safe. Try and follow the proper guidelines. If you have any questions, as always, just send me a message, send me an email, whatever. My website is www.chriswongfitness.com, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, stay safe, guys. Okay.